the only injuries that poor manual handling can cause. RUL postures like twisting and office workers as well should be no movement. But this would be a hernia, where it's a rupture of the body wall and the cavity of the stomach allowing the abdomen to come through. This can only normally be corrected by surgery. The difference between a strain and a sprain is that the sprain is where the damage is to the ligaments, whereas a strain is damage to the muscles. Manual handling sprains and strains injury and other superficials like bones being crushed or when a person has fallen badly. Incorrect use of display screen equipment. Basically, anyone who uses this equipment in excess of 1 continuous hour in a day is classified as a user. Users are on the workstation should be given to all users. Is have a look at acts. Do not don't go just approaching the scene. When you're dealing with someone, if there's any blood involved or any other bodily fluids, make sure you wear barriers and get some gloves. If you're worried or there's any other serious injury happen, you must call the emergency services sideline. Not breathing. Either you can do it yourself or you can send someone else to do it, and make sure they come back and tell you what's actually been said. Now, if someone has a spinal injury, we'd leave them where they are. We don't want to move them, because if we do move them, we could cause even more serious. Maybe that it's going to be very hard to do. Things that can get in, things you could look out for are bleeding. They may have fallen over and hurt, and then they start to get a bleed. So get the first aid kit, treat the bleed. Your questions, they may or organisation. You also may need to make sure the equipment that's used in the first aid kit has been topped back up. They're rarely fatal, but cause a lot of pain, discomfort, occur at any time, and often when you're least expecting. Simply getting up for safety inspections will identify many hazards, but good health has also reduced hazards. As water is often invisible and causes signs. Curbs and steps are not obvious hazards, but floor mats can easily photocopy a paper. And finally, electric pull from the wall, there could be a risk of an electric shock. Good housekeeping will reduce many slip, trips and fall risks. Some examples include tie-up cables, checking under desks. Handbags and laptop bags need to be put in drawers and stored safely. Avoiding leaving coats on the back of chairs, as they get caught on the wheels and can cause you to fall. Photocopy paper left on the floor. Underfloor cable points. Door stops could cause a trip hazard. Keeping stairs free of obstacles and always holding the handrail will reduce the risk of accidents. And finally, check carpets for loose areas and report immediately so they can be fixed. Think about your actions, tidy up after yourself, and report any concerns. And if you're carrying or moving any load, check your route first. From the floor, you need to make sure that you can pick it up and using safe manual handling principles. But before you do that, you need to make sure it's actually within your own capability of being lifted. So you need to find out how heavy it is. It might actually say on the box, the weight of the box, but somebody may have tampered with it and put something else in. So ideally, you can push it with your feet, just gently.
No, not in Mexico, Brenda.
Quite a good idea of the
I
weight
mean, in
of it.
England.
Or you can come down and you can just have a little try of lifting it. Once you know it's within your capacity to lift, you can continue with the lift. The safe principles of manual handling is to bend your knees, keep your spine in line, and then you want to lift the box. Make sure you've got a good grip on it and bring the box close to your body. As you lift it, use your thigh muscles and not your back muscles. When you're ready to put the box down, we use the same principles in reverse. Keep the box close, make sure you've got a good grip on it, and then we keep our spine in line, bend our knees,
How are
and
you,
slowly
Brenda?
put the box down. We've now discussed and demonstrated the correct way of safe moving and handling of an inanimate object. You need to use good practice. You can lifter. Body. An item you need to lift on your own. To do is to box and then work damage the product, but also cause that somebody who's actually giving the main this guy happening with it with a box like this. You may need to tilt it and not causing any strain on our backs. Once you've got it, then just confirm, wear it down carefully. This is a nice even box here, but it may be that the box is low spread of weight. Make sure you know who's going to be holding what where, and when you do lift it up, then how is it going to react? Because if it was on one side, it might be one person has to work a lot harder, or if you're lifting it up, it may well be that the whole box starts to tip. So always know what's in the box, where the rough center of gravity of the box is, so that you know when you lift it up, you can work perfectly as a pair together. Which is an awkward shape, wheelbarrow or something like that. So all these items have their unique characteristics. So what you need to do is our main roller shutter doors. Now the problem with something like
How are
this
you
is if you
guys?
do, because this way we can just push it along, it's much easier than physically lifting it. But if you had to lift something, so you need to know roughly the sort of center of gravity, because when you do pick it up, how is it going to physically move? So the first thing you're going to be doing is doing a sort of risk assessment and working out what ways it could cause potential injury, and also plan the route that you're going to be doing. So if you're moving from A to B, we need to make sure how we're going to be moving up, because you can just lock it up this way. It's got. We also know, because that could be. But if you did need to pick it up, assess the best way of doing it once you've finished.
You're 9 years old,
Some
Brenda?
items will have wheels on, and you need to push and pull a load. Always better to push a load with the load too. Are there any brake to move even when empty? If this was full of rubbish, it'll be. And on this one, and in those instances, uneven wheels is not only the effort it gets us, so it may well be that we quickly can put going. Take the brake and you can get hold of it and move it. Then move it to where you need it to put. And finally, when you're actually pushing the point, really, really quickly.
Stop. We were comfortable such as the human right, and using like visual, and trepidation about being moved because they may have been treated roughly in the past and correct. We would talk about hands will be And again, that person's come in consent to completing the actual back either in a chair, on their bed, on a commode, wherever they may be required to place.
Word technology, always speak respectfully, adapting your speech to the individual. Sign language. British Sign Language, or BSL, is recognised form of communication in the UK with regional variations. Makaton. This language. Braille supports reading and writing for people who are visually impaired or body movements. Hand options. These can support eye contact. The way we stand, sit, or hold our arms during. And finally, is critics.
Looking at and to show that is a scoring if they score him of 5, and it might be just one handler who has to come in and an individual % of their system and moving, so a 2 very minimal, less than 25% ability to do anything. So the reason why we use 3, so it would give the staff an indication. Times we must remember, because things do change over of time. So by understanding what handlers are required, this as a 1-person aid, and then we're going to show you as a 2-person aid. Okay, herself into the seated position on the bed. So in principle, what we're going to look at first is I'm just going to do a leg assessment. So what I need to ask Di to do is, can she bend her leg up for me, her knee up? So bend your knee up, Di. Push against my hand. Place my hand. Just can you push my ability there? Legs towards me, edge of the bed, so you can get your feet onto the floor. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand. So all I'm doing now is I'm just giving Di the reassurance that someone's here to get help her when she stands. Okay? It may be that we've got a frame that she's going to walk away with, or that was a single person. So I'm going to take a second member of staff and sit back down on the bed for me, Di. Thank you. So we're going to bring Jay in. So Jay, if you can join me. And that was a single person. So I'm going to take a second member of staff. Can you sit back down on the bed for me, Di? Thank you. So we're going to bring Jay in and hold on to do the ready, steady stand. So ready? Oh, Mr. B. Will be just there to help. It hasn't changed to anything. Sure that, and what I'd like you to do is put your hands. That's fantastic. I'm just going to place my fantastic, though. Which help you up steady and steady. We may use them for a couple of reasons. It may be that I can't fully gives me something for using, but guidance to support. Find that strap for you. All right. Apart, you're more likely to gliding down. We would lower a bed down and then put their arm back on and off they go. And then when they come back to their bed, they would again on the bed and then they will transfer themselves back. It is a banana board. Okay. And the purpose of the banana board is it is shaped in a circular circumference so we can go around the arms of chairs. That is the purpose. Do not have, they would use upper body strength and to stay from a chair so you can take. Push your bum forward, fantastic. And if you can lean towards that side. So in principle, we want to slide this into position underneath his bum. Okay, if you put your bum back down, that hand now would come and just sit on the top. Try not to get fingers underneath, we don't want to catch them, yeah? And I'm here if you need me. Slide your bottom across back into this chair, all right? So you can push off with your other hand. I'm here if you need me. Of the wow, okay. Now start for the one that we have. So if you've got then think they could be putting on your chains. That again can get caught in parts, vigils. Here, here's as well. Sometimes we do have our uniforms that we have to wear. We know that those work in those appropriate top. So we can use the temperature of the water. We would understand this, what is required and what support is here or what type of equipment are we using. There are a variety of, sure, we're reassuring. Become a necessity because it offers reassurance. Also, we may have a shower chair, which an individual sells, because shower hose long enough, floor to and from the they observe, and again, sure.